Folks, we're back. We are back.
We are back.
We told you we'd be back.
This was a last moment kind of decision. I was thinking,
Yes.
no, I was thinking to myself, you've been here for like
almost
a couple
2
of weeks.
weeks.
And
Yeah.
we only saw each other in person one time.
Twice. No, we saw each other twice.
What do you mean?
I came to Eric. Remember, we hung out. We had a row.
I forgot all about that. No,
You weren't even paying attention to my existence.
No, because your friend.
Yeah.
You know, he's
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who we talking about? Jacob?
Yeah, he's like, you know,
He's a towering figure.
a towering figure.
Yeah. He's a funny guy.
That was very brief, anyway.
Yeah. It was good though. We had like some wine, some steak. It was good. It's good stuff.
I didn't have any of that. I had some wine.
Oh, that's right.
I did not have any steak.
Frank doesn't eat meat.
I don't know why you had to say it like that. I just meant,
No,
it's true. I do not eat meat.
It's
That is true.
It's steak.
That's fine. I'm not a political vegetarian.
Yeah. There was this. It's funny. When I lived in Crown Heights, there was this girl that came over our house for Shabbat, and so like we invited her, right? And we cooked. I cooked my famous baby chicken, pargiot, whatever you call them, with rice. We're sitting there.
I didn't know you were famous for a dish.
Apparently, it's been explained to me by my roommates that I'm famous for this, scenario. So this girl is sitting there, and she's one of these girls. She spent some time in the Bat Ayin seminary in Bat Ayin.
Can I stop you for a moment?
Yeah.
Well, I realized I was in Israel 26 years ago.
Yeah.
But I got a chance to spend a little time in Bat Ayin.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, man.
It's a little hippy dippy.
No.
Oh.
No, it is. It's massively hippy dippy.
Yeah.
But it's just,
it's gorgeous.
It's an amazing place.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. My friend lives there.
It's like on a hill.
Yeah.
Right, and there's like a little valley between the next hill, which is an Arab.
And there's no wall.
It's an Arab hill, no wall.
There's no fence.
Nothing,
yeah.
And you literally hear them shooting all night.
Well, the people in the yeshuv, in the place, are literally, by way of the fact they don't have a fence, they're daring. No. The Jews, they are daring the Arab, like we dare you. And the Arabs know that place is armed to the gills, and they have never, as far as I know, they've never. I don't want to jinx anything, but
that's like
it's like hippies with guns, basically.
Just to let you know, I've never like you'll find in Bat Ayin, you'll find it's just exactly like a hick town.
Yeah.
In Tennessee.
Yeah.
Right, with dudes with white T-shirts, jack dudes, skinny jack dudes, with blonde skinny jack dudes, with jeans, white T-shirts, and tzitzis, and peyot. That's the only difference.
You know who lives?
That's the only way you know.
When people were asking me, when I first became religious, what group I was a part of Orthodox Judaism, there's a name for this, what you're describing in Israel.
Whatever Bat
Ayin is, they call it Habakuk. Chabad, Rav Kook, and Breslov, and Karlbach, whatever you want to call it, right? So that was the closest thing I could think of. That is. No, so then these rabbis who were, here in America, they're like, yeah, man, what are you doing here? Like, why are you in America? Just go, if you're part of that, go back there and be part of that over there. It just doesn't exist here. So, no, I was just going to say about the girl. So the girl, I guess, some way, somehow, she spent some time there in this seminary.
It's weird that it doesn't, though. Yeah. Because, I forgot, I didn't finish the description.
Okay.
Dirt bike drive. They drive dirt bikes.
Yeah.
It's the most hick town you've ever seen. It's a hippie hick town.
Yeah.
Full of Jews. And
with
it's
guns.
so close to what you would see in the American South.
Yeah.
That, why wouldn't it exist here? I don't get that.
Why wouldn't it kind of you're asking me why wouldn't the
I guess
because there's nothing to leumi.
Yeah, Jews can only be hicks in Israel.
Not only that, no.
That's what I think.
If you're talking about something like dati leumi, the word is, or the term means national Zionist or national religious,
Yeah.
There's nothing to national here.
We're talking.
What are you settling? If I'm a settler, what am I settling? T-neck?
We're getting our wires crossed.
No, but
I
understand what you're saying.
Explain why.
I understand.
I'm talking about Huckleberry Finn.
I get it. No,
Tom Sawyer.
So we have that. No, so
Hicks.
we have that now. There are some places in Florida. There's places in like that lady. What's that lady that followed your brother? Love Cohen. This lady.
I don't know.
She told me she started some. They started like a place, like some kind
Actually, yeah, that does sound familiar, right?
Yeah, this lady with like short hair. She has like whatever. It's her and her husband and some kids. So they started this thing in Florida, right?
Yeah.
There's like 1 or 2 communities like this, but dude, it's difficult because you're not settling. The whole thing was about settling the land of Israel. So I was going to tell you real quick. This girl came to our Shabbat meal and she started like in Russian. It's called kachat prava.
Yeah.
Oh, this and that about chickens and animals and blah blah blah. And we're sitting there. Me and my friend, we're the one my Yemenite friend. We're like. My Yemenite friend's looking at me like, I don't understand. Whose house is this? Who invited who here? And like, so that was like, we're just like, okay, this militant is never coming to our house for Shabbat again. We spent a lot of time cooking,
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend's like, you made this amazing rice, like, whatever. So this girl, I was like, I even asked her, I'm like, you went to Bat Ayan, right? How did you come out like a militant, like, and she like hates Trump and whatever. I'm like, you realize that Trump is all about you, that place surviving, right? He's not about giving it away to the Arabs. And she just like, when I told her, she like short circuited her, like, you smoke started coming out of her ears.
I don't know, it's just a crazy thing. Like,
yeah.
I think Mashiach is going to have to come and explain Trump to the Jews.
Yeah.
Some Jews.
Of course,
He's like, calm down, the guy saved the world. Okay, give him a break.
Exactly. Dude, her apartment in Crown Heights, it was her and these 2 girls.
He's freaking Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly. They had like a picture of Obama in Crown Heights, Obama on their door of their like, brownstone. Her and these 2 roommates.
Don't tell me these stories. I don't want to hear these stories.
I'm telling you,
Don't
man.
upset Frank. Stop upsetting me.
Yeah. But anyway, because you're reminding me of the whole
Stop Farrakhaning me.
Militant vegetarianism.
Stop Just I don't want to hear any Farrakhaning anymore. I know there's Truth Fanatics. I can't handle it emotionally anymore. Enough.
Yes. Anyway, so Bat Ayan. No, Bat Ayan's great, dude. So yeah, when I came back to
turning me into an anti-Semite.
I know. When I came back to America, I was like, people were like, "Oh, what are you?" And I would just straight up say, "I'm like, I'm a settler. What am I settling? T-neck? Like so."
Yeah.
Washington Heights. That's the funny part. All these people who support those settlements, those so-called settlements, are like the nerdiest, unfortunately, most vaccinated people on earth. The ones who live in places like Teaneck.
God help us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, they at least they help to turn Jersey, Republican a little bit,
Yeah.
Help.
They tried to ratify Jersey.
Yeah, they really, you got to give them some credit, whenever possible.
Yeah. If not for them, the fraud would be even more egregious.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is like the second year in a row. This was the second time election in a row where you literally are like, in New Jersey, you're watching the gubernatorial elections, or even the president, but gubernatorial especially, and you're like, wow, the state is about to turn red, and then literally overnight. By overnight, I mean overnight.
Yeah.
Something happens, and there's like mysterious ballots, and next thing you know, you have like this, communist governor of New Jersey, twice.
I want to tell you something. Something that I think about often, and I was just listening to a lecture by Rabbi Tovia Singer.
Yeah.
And what happened?
No, let me just close a little bit so it doesn't blow in my ear.
And he brought up an important point that I've brought up several times.
Right.
Which is, God has a covenant with Israel.
Yeah.
With the Jews. There's a special kind of like Americanism which had influenced the Christian world here in America. There's some kind of special American spirit, American style Christianity.
Yeah.
Right? Like with people like with the premillennial dispensational, the people,
Yeah.
I guess the modern day like Christian Zionist people have kind of inherited that. Right?
Yeah.
Where I don't know how it happened. It's kind of like a miracle, but Americans, since like after the Revolution, just after the American Revolution, have kind of, I don't know how they came to this, but it's different than the rest of the Christian world.
Yeah.
They decided that their success in America, for God to bless America, right? You have to bless Israel and the Jews. They immediately, they had some kind of inherent instinct that they were connected to the Jews, that their success and their blessing and American exceptionalism was connected to the Jews. Okay, so whatever might happen here in America, right? Like Tovia Singer was saying, like, Jews seem so anxious about it. Oh no, what if it's J.D. Vance? Or oh, what if it's this? What if it's that? Right? He's like, no, the actual reality. Okay. The actual reality.
Were you okay?
I think that guy wants to come in.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, the actual reality is, yeah.
He was just waiting for those people.
All right.
He's okay.
No, I know he wants to go. I mean, what else can I? Because that's a right turn.
Yeah. I'm from the Dominican Republic. That's how we drive.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, what he was saying was that it's really, Jews don't need to worry as much about what might happen here as Americans do. You understand? It's not the Jews that have what to worry about.
Yeah.
Not because we know the details, or not because we're going to be physically saved or whatever, right? But for America's success.
Yeah.
For America to not dissolve into what happened in New York, they have to understand that Americans need to understand that their success and their blessing for success, for America to remain as bountiful and as powerful as it is, has to do with their connection to Israel, with the friendliness, with the positive connection to Israel. Okay, that doesn't to me that doesn't translate as putting American boots on the ground for Israel and all the stuff that the Groypers like to talk about.
Yeah.
It's just about having that understanding. It's not about providing weapons to Israel.
Yeah.
I don't agree with. I don't think there should be American boots. I don't think there should be American weapons. I just think that America has to be really, and Americans have to be really friendly with Israel and the Jews, and at least morally supportive, and economically supportive, back and forth. There should be a strong, positive, fraternal relationship.
Yeah, just moral support. That's it. That's all.
Okay.
And it's like my father likes to say, это ему нужно, не тебе. He needs it more than you. Meaning America needs it more than.
That's the reality.
If only they realized it. If they're truly Christians, Christianity, inside of Christianity, you have the old what they call the Old Testament, the Torah. Hashem told Abraham, God will bless those who bless you. That's it. That's it. And if you're telling us we're not the real Jews, blah 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 blah.
You can't say that about. You can't just say Christianity. I'll tell you why.
It's not just Christianity. Anybody.
No.
Oh, you mean like I can't say?
You can't say that because Christians, like the main denominations of Christianity, Catholicism, and Russian Orthodox. Yeah. Those are the two main. By far, have the most amount of Christian
population in the world. You mean.
Right. That really, that make the bulk of.
I'm talking about Americans, like so evangelicals.
Right. So that's. But you can't say Christianity. That's specific. Type of niche, purely American.
What I'm saying is, to American Christians, if you are studying the Bible in any way, shape, or form, and you are ignoring that verse, if you're ignoring that verse that I just mentioned, then you're not a Christian. You're not a Christian. You're a fake Christian. You're a Megyn Kelly. You're a Tucker Carlson. You're I don't know what you are. You're fake.
Can I rephrase it? Can I echo what you're saying? But I would change the wording.
Okay.
Which would be like this: You're not an American style Christian.
Yeah.
You're a European style Christian.
Yeah, you were the Christians that would. But then again, that's not Christian.
You're not part of the kind of like specific American spirit style Christianity.
But listen, no matter how you slice it, so that means that the European Christians are not following Abraham's,
part
either.
They interpret it as that
that we lost our...
Yeah, that we lost it. No, see, the way Christianity in general, like the primary denominations of Christianity, right?
Yeah.
The way they interpret is that Israel has completely lost its chosen status, totally.
Yeah.
And that all the blessings and all the promises and the covenant, everything that God had with the Jews is forfeit and has now completely been usurped by.
So my question to them is, how do they explain everything that happened in the last 100 years? We went against God.
It's an absolute aberration that needs to be stamped out.
Like it's like God allowed this to happen, and we don't know whatever.
Well,
or the devil allowed it.
If I can ad lib a little, whatever, I would say that they would interpret it. It's a test.
It's a test from God.
To right this wrong. So you have like kind of old school Catholics who are like, we cannot support Israel. We got to stomp it out. This is or we have to control it entirely.
The George Farmer Catholics.
The Pope Pius XII kind of people, right? What are they? They rejected the second Vatican. I'm not.
Whatever it is.
I don't remember exactly what it's called, but basically where
basically they would reject
it's a very
anything.
Recent thing.
They would reject anything that Pope John Paul, the Polish Pope, would say about Israel.
Any kind of acceptance of the Jews establishing a government and reestablishing themselves
and coming back en masse to Israel
in the land of Israel and running Israel, like being
it's unacceptable.
Truly independent, and a true, like a real life country, is must be fought tooth and nail.
Well, now we get to the crux of what's been happening
and the
before.
Russian Orthodox, by the way, which they have less members than Catholicism,
but they have a lot of land in Israel, by the way.
But they are. I don't think there are many people in the Russian Orthodox faith, any like clergy, right, that would oppose the generally. They would say that it's even worse. The fact that Jews can they're even more severe against it. So it's like people like Bannon and people like like Dugin or whatever, it's kind of like even though they are Gnostic fruitcakes, but they're also connected to Russian Orthodoxy, right? They are vehemently implacable enemies of the Jews in general, and certainly of the Jews establishing an independent country in the Holy Land.
It's fascinating because Bannon didn't lead on in that way in Trump's first term.
No, he described himself as a Zionist, but it was just like he's a liar. I mean, that's all it is.
But what I wanted to say that this whole everything you just described explains all the presidents leading up to Trump. Explains all the subterfuge, all this all this two-state solution stuff. All this, they literally were just trying to chomp away, to nibble away at Israel incrementally by using this Muslim thing, and then they were gonna, I guess they thought they were gonna just like supersede the Muslims.
So here's the confusion though. Here's the, you could say, well, why did the American government, let's say in the last
State Department,
and let's say just the American government in the last 100 years, why were they so divergent in their attitude about the Jews in Israel than American Christians? Right? American Christians are all in on them, on the Jews.
Like Huckabee,
Huckabee and maybe even Hegseth, right? I'm not an expert.
We're
on
giving
Hegseth.
him the benefit of the doubt so far.
I'm just not an expert on Hegseth's.
I'm just saying he has a Deus Volta to him. I mean, whatever.
I don't know. I don't really understand what that means.
It's
I'm just saying,
whatever.
like, I don't understand, like the doctrine or how committed he is to his particular.
Listen, a lot of
Christian
my friends have been saying,
and how it diverges.
A lot of my friends have been sending me videos of Hegseth. A number of years ago when he said he believes that
Third Temple
and stuff.
Right.
But he believes that who's gonna come back to the Third Temple, Mr. Someone.
No, that's
whatever. It's fine.
That's something that all Christians share. Even the American pro-Israel Christian Zionists, right? So they have a certain belief, right? That it fits, like Jews living in Israel, right? And even building a third temple. Right, that fits with how they think things are going to go down in the end times. Right. So, but that's not. So, nobody's like fighting with that. my point is, like, I don't know what his specific denomination is.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a standard, like, Christian Zionist, you know, or I don't know. You know what I mean? So you have to look into their beliefs. You know, like Mike Huckabee, right? I think he's a really nice man. I think he's a really nice guy. I think he's cool. He's a good. I think he's actually a really good person. Yeah. And
no, he's great.
And I think he's a genuinely good person.
He really held his own against this Tucker idiot.
Yeah, but he has his beliefs. And he is an ordained minister, right?
Yeah.
And not all, they certainly conflict with Jewish beliefs, right? So that's clear. I mean,
you know what's funny?
We can't pretend that's not there.
He celebrated Purim. He was like dressed up for Purim. I don't know if it conflict. I think at this point,
they do.
No, what I mean is, when I say that, I mean, I have
a problem for me.
No, I know. I'm showing something else. I'm saying that I feel like he's one of these people. If he's literally the same as Messianic Jews, people who celebrate every single Jewish holiday. The only difference is they think that this guy is Mashiach. That's it.
No, it's not the only difference.
No, what I'm saying is,
they also think he's God.
No, well, listen. There's for me, from what I've heard from these people, they just want us to accept him as the Messiah, because there's a second coming apparently, right? That's from what I understand. There's some people that call him God. He's God. He's like. I honestly, I think that's terminology. I don't actually believe that they believe that a man is God.
No, they do. They do.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense to me how somebody.
I wasn't discussing whether or not it makes sense to me. I'm just saying, like, let's just discuss. Let's just state the facts as they are. Right? Here, you have people with this religion and these beliefs. Here's what they believe. I'm not saying yes or no. That's not the part of the conversation that we're at. Well, how does Frank feel about it? Okay, I don't agree with it. If that's just we'll touch on that quickly. But the point is, like, you have all these elements and you have all these people and they have their point of view, right? So, but doctrinally speaking, right, that to most Christians in the world, again, Americans are the exception. They really are. To most Christians in the world. The fact that Jews have a country and an army and a government and have settled the land in the millions is an absolute, like,
it's a big problem.
Nothing is. I don't know if they can think of anything worse.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, and they will ally with whoever they'll be friendly towards their arch enemies.
Yeah.
When it comes to ridding the Jews of
That's why you see now the UK, Starmer, he said, I have to check, if I'm going to participate with Trump in, making everything okay in the Strait of Hormuz, I have to check with my cabinet.
Yeah.
AKA, I have to literally stall for time, because if I do what Trump is asking me to do, my country is going to go up in flames. By who? Ahmed and Mustafa.
Yeah.
The whole of Europe will go up in flames.
Get Allah Akbar.
Yeah. France will get Allah Akbar. UK will get Allah Akbar. The whole of Western Europe will just go up in freaking flames.
So when I said I just want to clarify things. When I said European Christianity, European Christianity is not running Europe anymore. Okay? Europe is now taken over by anti-religious, leftist maniacs who also that's another entity that literally wants to just destroy Israel for their own lefty reasons. That's already something else. So whoever, like, whatever European style Christians there are left in the world, wherever they may be, right, like classic Catholics and classic Russian Orthodox people, they're doctrinally opposed to Jews in general. And also, one of the main tenets of their religion is that the fact we have to be downtrodden. The Jews must be cast aside and be a permanent reminder to the fact that God has rejected us and chosen them. They need Jews to exist in a downtrodden state because they consider that the ultimate testimony to the validity of their religion.
Of course.
Okay.
I forgot there's a term even for that. for that stuff. There's a term for it. I forgot what the term is, but it's like a thing. No, they say like we believe the Jews should some amount of Jews should exist, and just as a testimony that in Russian we say "Жили были евреи." Like there were.
I mean, is it replacement theology? Is
that's basically what. No, there's a specific term for what you just described. The whole thing that we have to live, not that we have to be eradicated, God forbid. As opposed to what Hitler kind of wanted.
Yeah.
Because we have to be eradicated because then the world will be. His thing was to what is it called? Release the shackles of morality from the world or whatever.
It reminds me of this like piece of Pablo Francisco's, no, not Pablo Francisco's, Freddie Soto's stand-up routine, where he was talking about his father and how he dealt with Freddie Soto. He passed away. He died of I think it was unfortunately an overdose or a heart attack related to an overdose or something like that. Okay. Really, really funny Mexican comedian, Mexican American comedian. Okay? And yeah, he was like really good. It's such a shame. But he was talking about how his father, he would kill a cockroach, right, and then he would leave it there.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Pa, why don't you clean it up? It's gross." He goes, "So his friends learn."
Yeah.
So that's how some of these religions. Kind of they need a couple of Jews around to be in a downtrodden, crushed form, right? And by the way, that's the kind of like Jews that, like, let's say popular media all over the world always project toward the forefront. Like you're like, I don't know who's an aberration to that. Who's the only example that I can think of that kind of goes against that, like Goldblum. He's like a big, handsome Jew. Right? But he's still kind of weird. He's all like neurotic, right? You can't have like a completely...
I call him a slick neurotic.
You can't have a tall, jacked, handsome, completely mentally stable Jew in the public sphere. It goes against the image of the Jew they want to project.
Of course.
And Hollywood participates in the projection of the image of the downtrodden, weird, neurotic, mentally unstable.
Yeah, they're never going to show the MMA
Jew.
They're never going to show the MMA Israelis. There's like these Israeli guys who are in MMA.
Yeah.
Like beating the crap out of like that guys from Dagestan or guys from whatever. Oh, monkeys.
Yeah, those are lemurs.
Lemurs.
Oh wow. This is like Madagascar.
Yeah. Speaking of Madagascar.
Yeah, if you think about it, I was thinking like Goldblum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's super weird.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way he knew that he would have a career in Hollywood.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, he's too tall.
Yeah.
He's handsome, right? He's smart, and he's leading man material.
Yeah.
You got to be weird.
Yeah.
We can't have a Jew like that out there. Right?
Yeah. You got to be like that guy in Jurassic Park. Because even his character was like this kind of,
kinda twitchy.
Yeah, twitchy scientist who like had all. He was always the one that like throwing the wrench in the operation of the guy who ran the park.
Yeah, he has to wear those stupid plastic frame glasses. You're not the quarterback. You're not going to be the quarterback.
Yeah, of course not.
It's like, even if they. By the way, also, if they ever project a Jewish character, who, for instance, like I'm thinking. Remember that movie School Ties with
I was just going to say, dude, you took it out of my brain.
Yeah,
when he comes to play football.
Yeah, but they couldn't have a Jew play that.
Yeah. They had to draw a swastika on his wall.
Yeah.
And then he went to pray in the church. He went to pray his stuff, his Shabbat stuff.
He went to the church. I think
there's a scene,
like a chapel.
There's a scene in it, chapel, church, whatever. There's a scene where he goes to pray his like Shabbat prayers or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was guys on his team too. That's the funny part. It's crazy. I remember that movie. I was like, "Yeah, this guy's Jewish. He's playing football. Okay, what's the big deal?"
It happens from time to time.
Yeah.
We're not saying that we're always first draft pick.
Yeah.
But every now and then you get
every now and then a guy scores a winning goal in the gold medal game in the hockey game.
You get a baseball player named Greenberg.
Yeah.
You get a pitcher named Koufax. It can happen. It can happen.
Yeah. You get a guy scoring a goal in the gold medal game. And his brother also playing.
No, but that was the Catholic
hockey.
Part.
Yeah, of course.
The Jewish part didn't play any role.
Yeah, the Irish part won that.
It was only the Irish Catholic part, and we could completely forget about the Jewish part of it.
You know how I know?
It doesn't count.
You know how I know it's the Jewish part? Because these guys are like both 160 pounds soaking wet, these two brothers, and they're smarter than everybody else combined on the ice. That's how they actually get to play. I mean, they're also very fast skaters and very skillful, but
I can tell you
smarter than everybody.
I can tell you something. I can personally attest to the fact that Jews are not the smartest people in the world, and it's just, you know, it really is. I think it really is some kind of like bad. It's not bad, but it's a bigotry. It is in reality. Like, if you stop joking for a second, right? Okay. Like, I've been in a lot of situations where I was the only Jew, and I'm frequently not the smartest guy around.
No, I understand. I'm just talking about the actual. I mean, it is a real statistic. Ashkenazi Jews, they did a whole thing about the IQ thing, you know. And,
I don't know if I don't really put too much stock.
I understand. I'm saying if you look at the Nobel prizes in terms of like. What do they call it? The ratio, and you look at all the Jews that won Nobel prizes. It's overwhelmingly. There's not a lot of Sephardic names there. I'm just telling you, this is a fact. What I'm saying.
Okay. So
I'm not saying we're smarter than everybody. Actually, I don't think we are.
I can explain that.
Okay.
I can explain that without us being smart. Jews have something to prove.
Yeah.
Jews have, especially Ashkenazi Jews, right? They have. Now, if Sephardic Jews were living like in Ashkenazi land,
I'm sure they would do the same.
They would act exactly the same way.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, yeah. Jews always. I can almost guarantee you that the Jews who won the Nobel prizes, all these Jews that we're always like gushing over. Okay. I don't gush over.
Okay.
They were not necessarily pro Judaism.
No, they weren't. Most of them are not.
Probably, I'm just speculating.
Maybe their parents or grandparents were.
They were
at one point.
Yeah, they were probably kind of like quick to dismiss traditional Jewish life and traditional Jewish principles and Torah and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so these are the kind of people who were, let's say, running away from their Jewishness, so to speak, or they wanted to prove they had a chip on their shoulder. And they wanted to prove it to everyone, like saying, you can't keep me down.
But no, what I'm saying...
It was a defiance. It was something motivated by defiance.
But you could... No, I know that, but you could want to prove it all here to Timbuktu. If you don't have the brains for it, you're not going to do anything.
No, what I'm saying is, if you have... Let's say, I don't know, a waspy guy, right? Whatever, Protestant, right? American guy.
Yeah.
And a Jewish guy, and they have about the same level of intelligence, right?
Okay.
One of them is more well-adjusted in their society, and they have less to prove to their colleagues.
Yeah.
They're less motivated to really stick it to everybody.
Yeah.
And and kind of like say, look, I'm the one who's going to succeed. Do you understand?
I get it. I have another theory why they did it.
Have that tension.
I think they're
it's the tension which leads the Jews.
It's not just
to go to be so extreme in their achievements.
It's not just that. I think that whatever like you mentioned, they're not Torah. They're not into Torah. They're not into any of these things. All they're doing is taking that spiritual power and they're just directing it towards, let's math, economics, whatever you want to call it, science. It's just explained to me by when I went to these yeshivas that push all this stuff. These rabbis, they all say the same thing. Like, if this person was religious, they'd be a big tzaddik, but they're not. So what are they doing? They're taking that spiritual power that God gave them. It's spiritual. It's a little more spiritual than intellectual, and they're just directing it towards finding some kind of a cure for this or cure for that, or formula, like a math theory or a physics theory or whatever, right?
I've heard these ideas.
It's just God. It's just God redirected. That's all it is.
I've heard these ideas expressed.
Yeah.
And first of all, I don't make a distinction just based on stuff that I learned from the Torah.
Okay.
I don't make a distinction between intellectual and spiritual.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay? So the rabbis who say the kind of stuff that you just said, those are kiruv rabbis.
Yeah.
And
outreach rabbis.
Outreach rabbis, for the sake of kind of like motivating and inspiring Jewish kids to come and to study Torah, and it's all good. I don't necessarily agree fully with the sentiment, though. I don't believe exactly that it's true.
Yeah.
All people have spiritual power.
Of course they do.
All people have intellect. All people have the power of soul.
Right.
The stuff that God gave to man.
Yeah.
Jews are put into tension-driven situations much more than Gentiles. They have more to prove. They're always a minority. and they're always kind of like pushed around, looked down on, and they have and some of them have an axe to grind. Some of them have a chip on their shoulder, and they want to achieve status symbols. You know what I mean? They have they have this kind of like, it's not like, for instance, it's not purely, some are, but I really find it difficult to believe that, like, for instance, let's talk about Jewish scientists, for instance, right? I think that there are a few scientists, like maybe Einstein, who were so nerdy, and so
they just did it for the love of the game.
I want to use the word autistic, or whatever. Okay, I don't really mean that, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Pedantic.
Like
pedantic is like a nicer way of saying a person is autistic.
I don't know, is it?
Like a person who's pedantic, is very specific about something, like annoyingly specific.
I'm talking about just like pure childlike curiosity, right? Where your whole life is just dedicated to so Einstein is definitely a Jew that fits that description, but there's not,
he wasn't doing it for status or money,
right? Maybe, so maybe like science could be the exception, because there's a lot of nerdy Jews who just do it purely for the science and for the knowledge.
Oppenheimer, all these.
But all the other fields, right? I think that there's something. There's an added motivation to the motivation that everybody else has. Like you can't just be driven purely by tension. And purely just
so
because.
So then I'm gonna ask you the next question.
I would say it's 90% just interest in the topic, and then a good healthy 10% of like, I got to prove it to these goyim. And I gotta impress the shiksas. I gotta impress the shiksas.
So now I'm gonna up the ante here, Frank. So now explain to me Israel, because per capita, Israel has per capita more startups than Silicon Valley. Israel is, and it's part of the reason, unfortunately, why everybody in Israel took this crap, the stuff that they shoved down everybody's throats, because everybody already had this mentality.
Folks,
just one second.
He's talking about the vaccine.
Obviously, yeah. No. Just 1 second. People, that's why people took it, because they already had the mentality of that our country is on the cutting edge of of science, of everything, right? And it's true, it is on the cutting edge of science. It's true, it is on the cutting edge of technology and everything else. It's selling all the technology to other countries, military technology. Somebody gives us an F-35, we modify it to an F-35I. The cockpit is completely different, and then we send it back to America. They don't know what the hell to do with it. They don't know what they're looking at. They're looking at something from another, like literally Stargate, right? It's not people. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to prove. They're trying to live. They're trying to survive. Unfortunately, we have this thing in Israel called brain drain, where all the people who develop these startups then end up selling them to other countries. Nothing is really kept in Israel. Right? It's gotten to that point, right?
Yeah.
But per capita, it's an incredible, tech and science. I mean, people use the word miracle, but it's an incredible tech and science, achievement, I guess you could say, over some years. Yeah. And I can assure you, meeting these Israelis, I don't know if they're trying to necessarily, they're surrounded by wolves, they're surrounded by Arab countries, but in their own country, they're not a minority, they're a majority now. They're a firm majority. We spoke about now that we have our own country, everybody, all these grippers are pissed that we're developing all this stuff, and they think we're developing it because of American money and if it wasn't for American money, Israelis wouldn't be developing anything. No, we develop it despite not having anything. Despite that, these kids who develop everything grow up in families that don't have any, income to speak of. Right? They're trying to get. That's why they're motivated just by they have to get out of their little town in Israel. Right? They want to go to America. They want to go to Ivy League school. They want to go to MIT or wherever they want to go. Right?
Yeah.
Or I don't know, whatever. Right? They want to help Israel or whatever it is. They like it. They like being in. So, and by the way, it's both Sephardi and Ashkenazi.
Yeah.
Mostly Ashkenazi, but some Sephardim too. It's a mix.
Okay, so I'm ready to answer your question.
Okay.
I would like to address that little comment you made at the end just now.
Which one?
About the Sephardim.
Oh, Sephardim.
Folks, the Sephardim come from cultures, right? They developed in Arab lands.
Yeah.
and at least for the last few hundred years.
Mercantilism,
where in the culture itself in general, right? Going to college and being a scientist and being a high-level academic was not pursued. You wanted to figure out how to become the richest. You wanted to, be a good merchant and stuff like that. That's kind of like a completely different society. So there wasn't as much motivation in the Arab world to go and to achieve academically. It just wasn't part of the culture. Sephardim are absolutely the same level of intelligence as Ashkenazim. Okay, but in Israel today, right, the Sephardic people, they still essentially, they're not fully disconnected from the centuries of culture from which they came from. Okay, it just was not promoted. It's not because they can't. They're just not as motivated to go to university and win Nobel Prizes to impress their mothers and also impress shiksas.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? They just want to make a good living for their families.
Yeah, exactly. And so they learned how to do that, and they are kick ass at that. And I wish, to be honest with you, I wish I had in me what they have.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wish I grew up the way they grew up.
Yeah.
Without going further.
Sephardim generally, right? They had less external influence pulling them away from their traditional values.
Yeah. Not only that, they had less. How should I put this? It's interesting. The startup culture that's in Israel, ironically, the mentality of I'm going to start a business, and if I fail, it's not a big deal. I'm going to start another one. That actually comes from Sephardim.
Yeah.
Doesn't come from Ashkenazim.
Yeah, Ashkenazim don't.
Ashkenazim are very risk averse.
Yeah, we don't weather.
We have those mothers. Oh, what happens if you lose? Oh, what happens? You're going to destroy
your own business.
Yeah, you're going to destroy your career. You're going to. What happened? Oh my God.
Nice job. Be nice to your boss.
Yeah. Don't ruffle the feathers.
Yeah.
Sephardim are like, start the business.
You try this, you try that.
Yeah. I remember my Yemenite business partner. We were in Israel.
And women don't.
Yeah, they don't like that. Yeah.
Women, they don't.
Yeah.
They're less intrusive.
Yeah.
In the affairs of men.
Yeah. Oh, Sephardi women.
Sephardi women, they view the business.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to
your business is not my business.
No, when it comes to
it's none of my business.
On the one hand, there's a lot more pressure on the Sephardic guys to be successful.
Correct. To right? Just monetarily.
Right. But like in Sephardic homes, right, the mothers are like, they're these matriarchs. But they're like to the men, you go out, you get the money.
Yeah.
I will decide what happens to it.
I will decide who eats what and what happens to the money.
I have no idea how to get you back home, my friend.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I really don't. We might have to go around.
No, it's okay. Whatever. We'll go around.
No,
we'll go by Alton. Anyway, so
here, I want to explain to you the Israeli tech world.
Yeah, I was going to say really quickly about my business partner. Very quickly, with a funny thing, we were doing trading American stocks, and he was like, Greg. So we had a day where we lost some money. He's like, Greg, we're still alive, right? We're still alive. We're breathing. We're still alive. We're this. We're that. Everything's okay. We're gonna wake up. Tomorrow's gonna sun. He's like, the sun is gonna come out tomorrow. You're gonna wake up. I got willing,
Yeah.
He's like, we're alive. We have our health. Thank God. As he smoked a cigarette and his Diet Coke. It was really funny. Yeah.
I'm about to smoke a cigarette, but I don't have a Diet Coke.
Anyway. Yeah.
So yeah, you know what I mean? Like they just Sephardic mothers, women are just like, you go out and make the money. You bring it to me, and then I decide what happens in the family.
Yeah.
And they don't get overly involved.
Yeah.
They don't micromanage the men in the work life.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is, I think, a good thing. I think that's a better system.
Exactly.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so here is why Israelis are so motivated to become, to be such hotshots when it comes to high tech stuff. Okay. On the one hand, there are natural scientists and just curious, kind of like joyfully, like childlike curiosities, and that does motivate people in Israel, just like it motivates scientists all over the world. Okay, but there's an added thing, which is, please look how useful we are.
Yeah.
To you.
Yeah, we're trying to survive.
Don't destroy us.
Yeah.
Don't act against us.
Yeah.
We can provide so much benefit to you. And they're talking to they're not talking to the Arabs.
Yeah.
They're talking to Europe.
America.
They're talking to America.
You know how I know what you're saying is true? Because there's a guy named Dan Senior wrote a book called Startup Nation, and he's trying to get everybody, all Jews included, look, Look at this. Look how much of a miracle we are. Startup nation. No Torah in there whatsoever. Maybe God gave us these talents. Maybe God is doing all of this. He's using us as, what do they call it? Instruments of this, of his.
If you only just leave us alone, and just let us, we'll give you the modern world.
Yeah, we'll desalinate every ocean in the world.
We'll desalinate. We'll grow we'll grow your crops. We'll create
with
UFOs.
drip irrigation. Yeah.
You'll be, if you just leave us alone, we'll have UFOs available for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Just give us enough time, and please don't kill us, and just let us live.
Yeah.
And we can better. We'll just please. We'll be wonderful servants to you.
Yeah.
We'll be your slaves. Yeah. The best slaves you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
Just don't kill us, please. Just let us live.
And how we know what you're saying is true? Because we volunteered ourselves for the experiment. Like what I said before. Oh, please give us we're the perfect population to inject ourselves with 2, 3, 4 sometimes.
When it comes to people,
and then you see the results.
Yeah, the people who let's say the tech industry or diplomats from Israel, tech industry, Israelis, diplomat Israelis, people who deal with the outside world, right? Yeah. They are just they are not people who feel like Israel can just live and exist, and that we're just good enough to exist like everybody else exists.
Yeah, with our Torah and with our God.
You have Albania, you have Croatia, and you have Israel. No, Israel can't just exist like Croatia. Yeah. Israel has to prove itself every day.
You know what Israel has to be? You know what Israel has to be? Israel has to be the Russian Jew in the Soviet Union who had to get straight A's just to get rejected from Moscow State University.
Correct.
That's exactly what we are. Maybe we'll get in, most likely we won't.
Yeah.
And you can go to Lvov Polytechnic like my parents.
Yeah.
Go to your little town.
You gotta really spin. You gotta spin saucers and plates and
flying
saucers. You got to spin, you got to put on the whole dog and pony show just to justify your existence.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
You don't want to take up too much room. You don't want to make too much noise. You just want to a Jew can't just live peacefully. He has to prove why he should be allowed to exist.
Of course.
And Israel is the way Israel has been, its attitude, its national policy.
Yeah.
Not from the people, from the government.
Yeah, of course. Of course. We just signed a contract with India to sell them drip irrigation. We just this. I mean, it's good. Listen, it's fine. But I would love it for Bibi or whoever, somebody from the government come out and say, we just opened up Chabad centers, speaking of Tucker Carlson, all over the world. We just sent, we spread Torah all over the world. We just have these settlements now that we can annex so that we can teach the world about the history of how the Torah got started. Wouldn't that be amazing? If somebody, even one person in the government announced something like that.
That's what the world really wants.
Yeah.
The world will not be grateful. The nations of the world will not be grateful for even if some Israeli came up with
the cure for cancer,
or personally transformed the entire Sahara into the most luscious agricultural producing oasis, not oasis, like a thriving, abundant, Garden of Eden. Yeah. Right?
They
would not give a shit. They would love to make use of it. They will forget about that Israeli in a week.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. The only thing that the world will ever be grateful for is if we take on our identity as the priests unto the nations.
If we show them who God is.
And to teach them Torah and teach them about God.
If we show them who God is. If we literally show them. Now people can come and say, well, what do you mean, Tzvi? Can't they see God's handiwork in what's happened in the last 100 years? No, again, like what you said, they see that just as aberration, and it's like a test to them and whatever it is. Unless we actually start, again, take the Torah and start teaching them Torah. Teaching ourselves first and foremost, and then by example, and everybody else learns what all of this stuff says, right?
Look,
what all of it means.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do it right now.
Yeah.
I'm making an announcement.
Yeah.
People of the world. I don't know how many people of the world are gonna see this.
500 people of YouTube.
Yeah, if all of you see this, right? People of the world. I am a Jew. I am a priest to you. God put me in this world to teach you Torah and to teach you about what God wants humanity to know. That's my job. It's up to you to come and listen and learn.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my only real purpose here.
Speaking of the Talmud has a thing in Aramaic, Tashma. You know what Tashma means?
Come and hear.
Come and listen. Come and listen. Come here. Tashma. That's it, man. That's Aramaic. That's not Hebrew. Yeah.
I confidently accept my role in this world.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what the Jews need to do.
Yeah.
Not. First of all, I have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
I need to learn.
Yeah, we're not like
we haven't learned.
We're not what do they call it? Like walking anthologies of Torah ourselves. You know, we know our bit here.
Whatever
and there.
I got, I will share.
Yeah.
The more I learn, the more I can share. Okay?
One of our teacher, the Lubavitch Rebbe, said, if you know Aleph, if you know Aleph, teach Aleph. Literally was said. If you know Aleph, teach Aleph.
Okay.
Which we've been trying to do.
Now, just because I'm a priest to you nations, right? I'm still. That doesn't mean I'm divine, or I don't need any special privileges or any kind of thing. I just need you to listen to me when I'm explaining the Hebrew Scripture and what God wants. That's it. That's what it means.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you need to carry me on your shoulders and feed grapes to me.
Exactly.
It does mean that you have to buy me a Ferrari Testarossa 1986. You know, the white one with the I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah. It would be nice though.
I wouldn't. I couldn't even afford an oil change for that car.
Exactly.
So
exactly. I don't even think they would know how to change the oil on that car.
Let it be a dream. Okay, fine.
Dude, folks, can I just say, based on what Frank just said, now some of you may understand the astounding, I don't say egregiousness, but the astounding disgrace in terms of some of the prime ministers that Israel had, or officials who came, let's say, to the White House and said, hey, we're going to give away the places where the Bible began. Meaning, it's such a, if you think about this, like it's almost like the Jew comes and says, no, I shouldn't even be in this land because I'm giving you the place where the Bible began. The only justification for my existence in this land is not the high tech and the startups and whatever it is. It's really just me acknowledging, the Jew acknowledging that there's a place called Hebron, and there's a place called Beit El, and there's a place called there's like Susia, there's a place called Shiloh. There's all these places, right?
Yeah.
And if a Jew comes to the president, to the house of the president of America, and he says, no, you know what? I want this whole supposed peace with people who want to cut me like a fish, so I'm going to give them this biblical part of my land. We'll start with that. Eventually we'll end with Haifa and Tel Aviv, because that's really all they want. Meaning they want everything, right? And Tveria and Tiberias and Tzfat, everything, God forbid. But we'll start with this. We'll start with this significant, crucial part, which defines the whole thing. Folks, I mean, isn't that awful? Just forget about the strategic aspect of it, that it's a mountain, right? But isn't the very idea of that awful? And now you understand why everybody thinks that we're invaders and colonizers? I don't fucking blame them.
I gotta add something.
Literally don't blame these people.
Before you get too far away.
Yeah.
There's actually even more important reasons why Jews need to live in Israel.
Yeah.
God commanded us to do stuff on Israeli land.
Correct.
We have commandments, folks. Jews have commandments.
Yeah.
Mitzvahs. There's 613.
And they only apply to the land of Israel.
A huge portion of them apply only to agriculture stuff in the land of Israel and the temple.
Yeah.
There's literal, commandments equals God's will. It's what God wants us to do.
Yeah.
He's demanding that we do it.
Yeah.
We gotta do it. We need that land to fulfill God's will.
Yeah.
It's not just about because we're Jews and that's our land. No.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Yeah.
But the main thing is, well, what are we gonna do there?
Yeah.
we'll continue doing God's will.
Yeah.
He told us we got to do stuff with the land.
And even with the fact that we don't have the temple, and there was a lot of stuff we can't do because we don't have a temple, there is already stuff we can do now that we're on the land, agricultural, the stuff that I was, I wasn't directly involved with, like the business I was in. I was dealing with people, winemakers, who were constantly keeping these commandments of the land, that you can't do it outside the land, right? That's why, again, go back to the conversation that you and I were having about in the beginning about, like, what am I going to settle Teaneck? What I meant by that is I can't keep mitzvot of the land, which I was already excited about that stuff when I was living in Israel. I was excited about participating in that to whatever extent I was doing it. Just as something as simple as, I'll give you an example. If I'm in Jerusalem, right, and I go to the it's called the shuk, the market, right, and I want to buy fruits and vegetables. If it happens to be the year what's called Shemitah, right, we have a whole thing about letting the land lie fallow on the 7th year, right, not tilling the land on the 7th year. So now I have to make sure that the person selling me the fruits and vegetables is a person who keeps, who has like a kosher certification, and it says that the person keeps Shemitah. The fruit, he got it from a farmer that keeps Shemitah. That's why a lot of Orthodox Jews, for example, in Israel, they buy fruits and vegetables from abroad. They don't even bother with this whole, because for them it's like a headache. It's a big problem, right? They have to look for this and that and the other. So that's a thing. That's a thing in Israel. And it's interesting, my friend's father, he's a tour guide in Israel, so he had these people come from, like Teaneck and all these places, and Flatbush and Brooklyn, and he's giving them, like a tour of some place, some farm, whatever, right? And then he's talking to this lady, and he goes, so why, give me like reasons why you won't make Aliyah. And she goes, this is like an Orthodox lady, she goes, you have the problem of Shemitah.
No, Greg, no.
No, listen.
I can't.
I'll make it into a joke. Hold on. So he goes, what do you mean the problem? She's like, it's like you got to do this and you got to do that. And he's like, it's an opportunity. He's telling this lady, it's an opportunity. It's not a problem. It's an opportunity. You can't do it in Teaneck. You can't do it in Flatbush. So, folks, these are not problems. And it speaks to a bigger thing of, people who are not Orthodox, Jews who are not Orthodox. When I talk to some relatives or friends, they ask me, like, I remember, like, my cousin of mine, she's like, oh, do you want to go out Friday night? And then before I even answer, she's like, oh, I forgot, you can't do X, Y, and Z on Friday night. I go to her cousin, so-and-so, I'm like, you're making it like I can't, like somebody's, shackling my wrists and I'm like restricting me.
I don't want to.
She started saying like, so many restrictions. I said, I'm doing something else that I like better.
I'm grateful that I don't have to go.
That I don't have to go. I can go out Saturday night if I want. Right? It's not a can't. It's a I'm doing this.
I get a break from this.
Yeah, exactly. So, listen. With that said, it has been hard recently for me. Shabbat, at some point, if you're still single, if you're a single man and you're just like on Shabbat in the middle of, what is it called, in Shabbat day, it gets
you don't want to be a permanent guest.
Yeah,
you want to have your own home.
Yeah.
I understand.
Not just guest, but I'm saying like even if I was like in my own house, like it whatever, it gets boring. You have to like entertain yourself. What is it called?
Bless you.
Where are we?
Have get married and have a home.
Have people
children.
Yes, you asked me to have a home. Yes, amen.
A lovely wife, beautiful children, and a beautiful Shabbos home.
Amen. Yes. So
you know what I'd like to do?
Mitzvahs are opportunities.
I'm running low on gas.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if
we can get gas and we'll pause.
No, not get gas.
Do what?
Like stop somewhere and not drive.
Oh, just not waste gas. Okay, fine.
No, it's not just about that.
Yeah.
It's just about like something just sitting still.
Yeah.
Because driving, at night in Miami, it's not the most leisurely experience.
That is correct.
And,
especially people are idiots.
Yeah.
Because in the words of who's that guy, Osho, because the people are retarded. Especially in Miami, the way they drive.
Yeah, I was just wondering where.
It's like let's export driving from Cuba.
You want to go back to that parking lot?
Yeah, we could. We should do that.
We could just chill
sit in the
there.
park. Yeah, we could. We could do that.
And go to the water.
Yeah, go to the water, and then we could just get our friend A wants to join us.
He can join us.
Yeah.
He can step out there. I don't want to impose on his home.
Yeah. This is Surfside. Folks, Surfside is a very Jewish area.
Do you think he would consider the roof?
We can go on the roof. Of course we can.
No, I don't want to
No, of course we can. I mean, you're saying like to film it?
I don't want to assume that he's.
No, we can definitely go over there.
All right, so let's pause here.
You want to pause right here?
Okay, we can. No,
we're on 85th.
No, not pause the car. Pause the podcast.
Why don't I just keep filming until we get there?
Because you need to call him and find out if we can go. Or I guess we could do that last minute.
I can do it when we get there.
Last second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Harding.
Oh, people play tennis. Very good.
Yeah, I'd love to keep playing tennis.
That's the thing I wanted to do on this trip, but I didn't. Just play tennis.
Greg was a tennis. I'm not gonna say a star.
Not a star, but I was progressing. Yeah, I was back in Brooklyn when I was a kid. I played. I won the South Brooklyn Championship.
Oh, so you were kind of a star.
Sort of, and then I qualified for the what's called the Mayor's Cup. It's basically the city championship of New York.
And in the end,
I finished 6th out of 24 people, 24 kids.
Right, that's a tournament where in the end you play the mayor.
You play the mayor. Actually, no, you don't.
You're supposed to lose.
Yeah, exactly. No, you know what's funny? Who the mayor was at that time? It was Dinkins.
Yeah.
And he was like a big tennis guy, actually.
Really?
He was. He was like huge into tennis. He was like obsessed with tennis. And I remember it was whatever. After the tournament, all the kids were trying to get his autograph, and he was signing all the African American kids' autograph, and he did not notice me. Let's put it that way. Yeah, there was a whole controversy. Who won the tournament? It was like some kid, some really tall Dominican, or I think he was Puerto Rican Dominican kid from the Bronx. And everybody, all the parents were like, this kid ain't no 12 years old. I don't know if you remember, there was this whole thing with like this kid who played for the Little League, the Little League World Series, Daniel Monte. I don't know if you remember this whole story.
He was a trans 12-year-old.
Kid.
He identified it.
This kid was blowing everybody, it was a pitcher, this kid. He was blowing everybody away. He was throwing like 80 miles an hour, for a kid like that.
There was a movie called Benchwarmers.
Okay.
It was like one of those Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah.
And there was like there was a baseball tournament.
Yeah.
And then the bad guys, they hired this like
older Puerto Rican kid.
This Puerto Rican dude.
Ah.
You know.
Like actual man.
Yeah. And
I saw that.
Yeah. He goes, are you
Daniel Monte?
He goes, I am 12. He goes, you have any ID? And he gives him
so that's based on that.
No, he gives him a paper that says, I am 12.
I'm 12. That's based on Daniel Monte. It's literally based on that. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, it's Hatzalah. It's our Jewish ambulance.
You know what that means? I'm going to say it in Japanese.
No.
Kamuta Hirovata.
Exactly.
Let's hope everything's okay. And
Amen.
God bless the people. Yeah.
No, so yeah, that's based on that kid. That whole thing with that movie that you said is based on the Daniel Monte story. Like the kid was 14 years old. He was blowing everybody. He threw like 20 strikeouts in one game. And then they investigated. They're like, oh, he's 14. He's not no 12. So all the parents, like the guy who won the tournament, they were like, this kid ain't no damn. My mom was like, у него, они ему, ну конечно, они купили им бесплатные ракетки там в этом Бронкс. So like basically, my parents had to spend all this money for rackets. So like, of course, they bought them. The city bought them free rackets, for these kids in the Bronx because they don't have any money.
Yeah.
Of course, whatever. And then look at this kid. He's taller than everybody. He's longer than everybody. He serves 100 something miles an hour. He's not 12 years old.
Yeah, folks. At that age, right, when you're 12, 13, 14,
it's a big difference
every
between
year makes
every half a year.
Quite a difference.
No, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Yeah.
I remember when I was in camp.
Yeah.
I went away to this place called Camp Sussex.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything against Camp Sussex. I probably would have felt that way in any sleepaway camp.
Yeah.
I was not happy.
Oh, yeah?
I just turned 13.
Yeah.
and I went to camps, whatever, to sleepaway camp. And it was like I think it was, I don't even remember how long. It felt like eternity.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of bullying going on,
yeah.
and it was not an easy experience.
Yeah.
Okay? But there was a kid there who, he was like, I was 13, he was 14.
Yeah.
And he was a nice kid. He wasn't one of the assholes. But he had a full beard.
Yeah.
He looked like he had he was divorced with a mortgage. Like, he wasn't very tall, but he was like stocky.
Yeah.
And he had like a full, and like we were like pinching his cheeks. And like, dude, why is your skin so thick?
Yeah.
And why do you have a full beard? He goes, I don't know, it just happened. You know, like last year, I just had a beard.
Yeah.
So stuff like that happens. Yeah, you get, you know.
Yep. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I think we're almost there. Yeah, we're basically here.
We're gonna...
Is this cordoned off, or we can pull into
No,
this?
we can pull it. Well, no, it's just after the light.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Alright, folks. That was part 1. And now we're going to...
Part 1 of episode 2 of Greg's Miami trip.
And now we're gonna call our friend and see if he can join us, or if we can join upstairs in his place. All right. Bezrat Hashem, we shall return. Take 2 of part 2. We have our peanuts.
Point to me.
Yeah, we're not. We have our peanuts. We have our Diet Cokes. And we have our iced teas. No sugar, unsweetened. Oh.
So where were we?
We were talking about Israel, and then we were talking about something about. Oh yeah, I played tennis, and then that there's older kids, like older Hispanic kids that played minor league baseball and tennis, youth tennis, and how they basically beat everybody.
Or full adults with beers.
Yeah.
I ain't well.
Can I tell you something? When I played hockey, travel hockey, we went to a place called Brick, New Jersey. It was one of our games. We're all like 16, 17-year-old guys. We get to Brick, New Jersey. We actually ended up beating these guys, but when we first saw them, half of them had like mustaches. And I looked at them. You could see them. We have to wear the cages. I looked at them through the cages and through their plastic, the visors, and I'm like, these guys look 30 at that time. I looked up on the banner. They had like banners hanging in the walls, and it says an alumni of their team there's a guy by the name of Jim Dowd. He played for the Devils eventually. He actually played in the conference final when the Rangers beat them. And so Jim Dowd, when he's from Brick, New Jersey, he was one of the most dominant players Jersey ever had. High school player, travel hockey. So I looked up. I'm like, oh man, we're playing a bunch of these dudes. And then we beat them, but we beat a bunch of guys who looked like they were 30. Nice. We called them inbred.
That's weird. Why? Because they looked older?
I don't know. It was like South Jersey. It was like a different part of Jersey. We had to travel there. Brick. It's like by Lakewood, Ocean County, Ocean Township.
Yeah, I'm surprised how far south Lakewood is.
Yeah, it's very south. Mm-hmm. It's like halfway to what is it? Wildwood, Cape May, Wildwood. I used to go to Wildwood as a kid. It was fun.
Wildwood.
Wildwood Crest. Wildwood Crest. So Wildwood was kind of ghetto. Wildwood Crest is the nice.
Wildwood, where everybody goes to the beach. That's ghetto.
Yeah, the town itself was a little bit ghetto.
Was it Jersey Shore? That was that was Wildwood, right?
No, Jersey Shore was Belmar, like DJs in Belmar. that club, whatever.
No, I never.
Whatever. It was Belmar.
I never went clubbing in Jersey.
It was Belmar. It was like Seaside Heights. It was all kind of that area. Dude, one time I was in Wildwood. This is already when I was like 20, 21, and I took ecstasy. Me and my friends took ecstasy. We were walking on the boardwalk. So imagine we're walking. It's very dark. It's Wildwood, the town, and then we get to the boardwalk, and it's like Ferris wheel. All of a sudden, there's just lights.
Hold that thought.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to do this, but
yeah.
Do you think this is actually audible? Do you think we should test it?
Yeah, this is audible. Yeah.
I'm saying, you think?
No, I know for a fact it's audible. Yeah, it's audible. So and then you see these lights, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, oh man, I'm like overstimulated. And then we go into, like a pizzeria. The lights are like, like office lights, like very bright. And then all of a sudden, like, some kid tries to start a fight with me. Like one of these kids, He doesn't push me, he just starts like talking smack.
Bad place, bad.
And then luckily, me and my friend, I was there with my friends, and one of my friends, he was 2 years younger than us in high school. Or you're like younger. But he was like a linebacker for our football team.
That sucks.
So he was with us. So he was just like, dude, just don't pay attention to the guy. And then there was these girls around, and they were like telling me, they were like, oh, don't pay attention. He's just, like upset. Whatever. He's upset. He's jealous. Why was he jealous? What was I doing? I had, glow sticks.
Yeah.
And I was just walking around the boardwalk raving. I was so like, I was tripping so much. I just started like raving. I just started like, doing the glow stick stuff.
That was a bad choice of location to do.
I know. To do that. Yeah.
No,
and
because
after that, I had the worst trip. I had the worst. I literally thought I was gonna like freak out. I was like, dude, I have to go home. I would go home right now.
No, because
back into the darkness.
No, because when you're on X,
yeah,
all you can do is think about massages and happiness.
And love. Yeah.
I
got such anxiety. Oh my god, it was terrible. I thought he was gonna kill me. I thought this guy was gonna follow me and kill me. And then I told my friends, I was like, dude, we just gotta walk back to the house we were staying. And it was just like darker there. I just needed like the lights. I needed to de-stimulate myself. I needed to go back into like where it was dark and just calm down. And that was the only time I had a bad experience on ecstasy.
Any type of I've had a few ecstasy experiences where I was, thank God that people were nice and chill around me, and it was
usually it was
safe.
Clubs. It was like good music and clubs and friends and.
I'm getting anxiety thinking about the possibility.
Yeah, thinking about the possibility of getting. Yeah. Dude, the last time I did it was it wasn't the last time. It was before the last time. It was actually in Twilo. And Steve Lawler. It was like one of the last parties Twilo ever had. So it was me, our friend, what's his name, Gennady, the Streets guy. I think Alpin was there, and it was great. It was amazing.
You know what this whole what I'm thinking about right now?
Yeah.
There was a story that I read, right, about, I think it was a story that happened in medieval Spain.
Mm-hmm.
By a great rabbi who he decided that he must bring about the redemption.
Okay.
And I believe his name, and it ended badly.
Yeah. He's talking about the African guy?
No.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Not at all.
He went to Israel or
Not
something?
even close.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about Rabbi Yosef de la Reina. I believe this is medieval Spain. And he did all the Kabbalistic kavanot. And all the preparations to summon the angels.
Yeah.
And to have an encounter to speak with the angels, and then finally to speak with Elijah the prophet in angelic form.
Mm-hmm.
And it was him and his disciples who summoned these angels, and everything that they had to go through, the fasting and the meditating, and all. It was a very, very long and arduous process.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had to, they did whatever they did to summon the angels, and it was such an intense experience. And they had to lie down. They couldn't look at them directly because they could get burned or whatever. Let me see if I could find.
Yeah, Joseph de la Reina. Okay, no, read it now. I have it in front of me.
Not the no.
No, I have it in front of me. Yeah.
No.
Oh.
It's not, I'm talking about. I wanted to read the story. The actual story was translated by Bart Sadler.
Ah, okay.
This is a book. This is like a Kabbalistic. Yeah. This is like chronicled.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to.
Well, it's here. There's a whole thing here about the story. Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to include the stuff that he did with some of the angels.
Ah, okay.
That's what I was. That's the part of the story I wanted to. It didn't end well. I don't want to talk about what happened to him.
Yeah.
Because he became an apostate.
Yeah.
After.
He became a heretic in the city of Sidon, which is like today in Lebanon. Interesting.
But I guess maybe I'll save that story for another time.
Can I read you what it says here, at least?
I'm scared that you're going to go to the part that I didn't want to go to.
Which is?
Which is what happened to him afterwards. I don't want to talk about that part.
I won't. I will just.
There's an aspect of it I wanted to focus on.
Oh, okay.
Which was that because we're talking about like an altered state of consciousness.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, like, if angels just showed up right now, like, could we handle that kind of encounter? Like, could we?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think our brains would know.
Well, that's why this whole UFO thing. I mean,
exactly.
It's being withheld because people understand that. I think the people that are withholding and understand these dynamics, and they don't want to cause chaos. As much as it would like wake people up or whatever you want to say, but.
I'm gonna Google kosher Torah.
Yeah.
Yosef de la Reina.
Yeah. It's like he's spelled like this. Also he lived just before the Inquisition, like before we got expelled from.
It was like the end of the 1200s.
It's funny. There's a street named after him in Tel Aviv. Fascinating.
Yeah, Rabbi Yosef de la Reina. Let me see if this is the essay.
I guarantee you, half the people who live in Tel Aviv don't even know who these people are. That the streets that they live are named after. Which is funny to me. I always wonder about that when I lived there.
Now, folks, just so you know, if you ever look into the story, this is a "Don't let this happen to you."
Yeah.
This was chronicled.
Cautionary tale.
And this is taught. Not to the average yeshiva student. It's taught to people to keep them. It's taught to keep dabblers away.
Dabblers away from Kabbalah.
Yeah, from the Kabbalah. Especially certain aspects of the Kabbalah. It's only so it's a cautionary tale. The story. Can I read it?
Yeah.
The story of Rabbi Yosef is full of deep, profound lessons of Kabbalistic experience and practice. One reading the story without commentary is almost certain to miss these highly significant points. As the story opens, we see Rabbi Yosef is a man of passion who very much wants to make a significant contribution to the world. He has spent his life studying that which is known as Kabbalah Ma'asit. The very rare form of Kabbalah was much more common in Rabbi Yosef's day. And we're talking about, let me see if I can find, this is in the 1300s actually. Late 1300s. Yeah. Okay. Hold on, let me see. Here's Rabbi Yosef de la Reina was a man of was a great man, wise, and an expert in the wisdom of Kabbalah Ma'asit. He lived in the Galil, in Tzfat, approximately 100 years before the Arizal. We'll talk about that. The Arizal's grave was nearly violated today. He had 5 students who stood by him day and night, and they listened to every word he had to say. They too were experts in the wisdom as they learned it from Rabbi Yosef. And he said to them, this is a quote from something that he said, "My sons, behold, I have given over my heart to explore and to investigate in wisdom all that God has given me. Not for nothing has God enabled me to delve into this wisdom, but to provide rest of spirit to him who has formed us, and to remove the unclean spirit and the idols from the land, to bring our Mashiach, and to remove from us our sorrows." His 5 students all answered him together in one voice and said, "Our master, our teacher, our rabbi, we are all ready to do that which you command us. All that you desire we will do, for Hashem, our God, is with you, and will perform all that your soul desires." He said to them, "If so, this is what I want you to do. Purify yourselves, change your garments, be prepared for the 3rd day. Do not touch a woman. Prepare yourselves For on the third day we will set forth to the fields, and we will not return to our homes until the children of Israel will each receive their inheritance in the Holy Land, with the help of the supernal of God, the help of God.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just the story of, I wanted to see, because these are quotes, I wanted to see what he was quoting from. Probably the original source text that provides the story.
Yeah.
Okay. He adds here, this is Rabbi Bar Tzadok writing now in his essay.
Yeah.
In his Sha'arei Kedusha, Rabbi Chaim Vital wrote that one should not use Kabbalah Ma'asit because of what can happen if done incorrectly, as was the case with Rabbi Yosef. In Sha'arei Kedusha, Rabbi Chaim defines Kabbalah Ma'asit as the invocation of angelic forces that dominate the realm known as Asiya.
Mm-hmm.
That's the realm that we inhabit.
Mm-hmm.
Asiya is the lowest of the four worlds and correlates to our physical world of matter. As pointed out in his Eitz Chaim, Rabbi Chaim states that our physical earth upon which we walk and live is actually the Malchut of Asiya, if you're speaking in Sephardic terms.
Mm-hmm.
His point in making such a specification is to inform us that there are realms in the Asiatic universe made up of physical matter as we are, that are still nonetheless invisible to the human eye. Should I read that again? That feels like an important point.
Mm-hmm.
Rabbi Chaim Vital's point is that in making such a specification is to inform us that there are realms of the Asiatic universe made up of physical matter as we are, that are still nonetheless invisible to the human eye, meaning still physical, but then dimensions within our realm that we cannot see and that we don't have access to. In these invisible realms are said to exist entire races of beings who, like humans, are a mixture of good and evil. These entities, Rabbi Chaim calls angels, and ascribe to them, certain tier of angels, and he ascribes to them the function of maintaining the operations of physical matter. Those are the angels that were tasked by God to essentially run the gears of the physical universe. This lowest form of angels that we're talking about is said to exist in bodies made of the element of fire, and possibly also of air. By definition, this means that these entities inhabit bodies of what we would call some form of energy, as opposed to flesh and blood as we are. Yet this energy, in and of itself, has a corporeal element to it. There is some physical aspect to it. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm listening. I'm listening to what you're saying.
Don't fall asleep.
No, I'm like something just kind of hit me.
What?
Nothing really. No, I've been, I've been doing this whole.
Yeah.
That book that you suggested.
That's Rabbi.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if I should not.
Well, I mean, look, the stuff that he published, he meant for use. So that means he's basically keeping the dangerous stuff away.
You're saying that this is for like the layman, the stuff that he published.
It's not the layman.
Not the layman, but like the
it's
people who
kind
are
of like
initiated.
It might be time for people to begin learning and
that's
in a serious way.
That's true, but my question is, even sitting down and saying that stuff, it's
okay.
I don't know if it's good.
Well, look,
for me, I'm not saying for other people.
That's fine. No, that's for you to decide. But it's one thing for sure. Rabbi Bar Tzadok feels
he doesn't publish
because
he
published it because he feels that it's time for people to begin learning and practicing.
Yeah.
Okay. And according to his opinion, the stuff he's releasing is safe.
Yeah.
Okay. Although not without risk. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So he continues, the rabbi in the essay. Maybe this corporeal yet invisible form of fire that we were just describing, right, or energy matter, right, is what scientists call dark matter. This is the rabbi's speculation. Without a full-scale scientific examination, we may never know the exact nature of the anatomy of these beings. I would like to say that the latest like scuttlebutt and all these like, you know, the what do they call it? The cafeteria talk that we talk about, you know, that we bring up on the show from the UFO circles, right?
Yeah.
They're talking about plasma entities, plasma beings.
That's these dudes.
Yeah, or like stuff that Chris Bledsoe, you know, he's seeing those plasma orbs or whatever. Okay. So again, he said, without a full scientific investigation, we may never know the exact nature of the anatomy of these beings. Yet, their existence is real. They inhabit our planet Earth and are indigenous to it as we are. Again, that's exactly what all the the UFO guys are talking about right now that we talk about. There's another group of indigenous Earth creatures, also said to exist in such fire-air bodies. These entities, like angels, can be invisible. They can travel through the air by means of some natural form of flight and have an ability to foresee the future in the same way as we remember the past. That's odd. I don't know what he means by that. That's an odd.
Foresee the future in a way.
They can foresee the future as we see the past.
Meaning they know so much that they can see. It's almost like, you know, because if we, like, it's an analogy. It's like we see the past as if we were like time travelers. You know, it's almost like. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think if I had to really like twist my arm to speculate what he means here, he's saying that they don't exist in linear time, like we do.
Well, it's funny. There's like this whole joke or kind of half joke that supposedly Trump, you know, is a time traveler, and then and then they say Trump was right about everything. Why? He's a time traveler. He knows what's going to happen. He just kind of pretends. He kind of like guides us along the way. He pretends like
he's the most matter-of-fact world leader I've ever.
Dude, I'm telling you,
he's
just like, it's gonna go down. Don't worry. It's a small price. Today he was like, it's a small price to pay if they would have gotten the bomb. If you want to see some prices, you want to see some. If you want to see some gas prices, if you want to see some crude oil, or you've seen the markets tank, you just give them the bomb. They would have bombed Europe, and they would have bombed us. They would have bomb.
Okay, so just to backtrack, like angels, they can be invisible. These are entities who are made of the same type of matter that the angels that we just talked to. These are not angels now we're talking about, but they have similar body types, and they exist in similar dimensions. So, at the same time, these entities exist in the same way as. What's that? Sorry, I lost my place. These entities, like angels, now I sound like I'm reading like Trump now. At the same time, these entities, like angels, can be invisible.
He's like he
travel through the air.
He met with Iranian guys
by means of some natural form of flight. I don't know. And have an ability. It's amazing to foresee the future. I don't know how they do it.
It's amazing how they do it.
In the same way,
we don't even have technology.
They know the future the same way we know the past. I don't know how they do it. It's amazing. Okay. At the same time,
everything's one thing.
Here's the new part that we haven't said a million times just now. At the same time, these entities, they eat and sleep and sexually procreate and die.
I've heard,
not angels.
I've heard this from Bartok before.
So angels don't do this.
It's in this book, Angels and Aliens and Demons.
Right. So the angels, they don't sexually procreate, they don't eat, and they don't die.
But these guys do.
But these guys do. Okay. We haven't named these guys yet. Thus, in one sense, they are like angels, and in another sense, they are like humans. This species and all of its substructures and subcategories,
we call them Dennis Rodman,
are what is referred to as demons.
Dennis Rodman.
We don't know.
Demons Rodman.
He's a scary looking guy. But
he's a scary guy who dresses as a woman and dated Madonna.
And he can be seen at Walgreens and Aventura from time to time.
Oh, that's right. Rebounding peanuts.
Yeah. Okay. So
the round mound of peanut rebounding.
So Kabbalah Ma'asit becomes dangerous when the improperly trained novice attempts to make contact with the other indigenous Earth species, these demons, right? That we described, and due to lack of knowledge, makes contact with the wrong kind. Rabbi Yehuda Fatia.
Oh man.
In his
let's go down scary lane, huh?
Well, in his Minhaj Yehuda, he
starting
points
to
out,
rain, my friend. Continue. Sorry.
It's all right. Rabbi Yehuda Fatia in his Minhat Yehuda points out that these entities, not being physical as we are, have the ability to manipulate the human mind and cause us to view them in any form that they so choose. Meaning, they have some physicality. They're not physical like us. They're their own kind of physical, not like us though.
Yeah.
Okay. So these entities seek out to deceive and to confuse human beings. This all too often occurs because those whom we refer to as demons have an agenda when it comes to human beings. As a higher form of life, they view humans in the same light as we view food. In essence, these entities look at humans as a source of food. We've discussed this many times. What type of food, you might ask? Does a being whose form is composed of fire and air eat? Obviously, such entities are not going to eat our flesh or drink our blood. Such beliefs belong in mythology and in Hollywood movies. As entities of some form of energy, these beings are interested in the life force, energy field that emanates from us. This life force energy in Hebrew is called our Nefesh Bahamit. Nefesh HaBahamit.
Our animal soul.
Our animated soul.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that many times. Okay, we are more familiar with this field of energy by its oriental name. The Chinese refer to the Nefesh Bahamit as Qi.
Yeah. Qi, as I like to spell it in English.
Actually, in English it's CHI.
It could be CHI, it could be...
Qi, it would be like
Qigong?
No, Qi would be the Japanese...
Apologies.
Yeah. Would be the Japanese version of Qi.
Oh, really?
That's how they pronounce it. It is the Qi energy that these entities imbibe from unsuspecting humans. This leads to the weakening of that specific human, their illness, and quite possibly to their death. Therefore, contact with these entities is absolutely forbidden and punished by the most severe consequences by Torah law. There's verses in the Torah, in the Hebrew scripture, that forbid certain practices that the Canaanites did, those kind of religions, which are all about contacting these kind of entities, which they called gods. Such a law was ordained for our own protection. Now, with regards to Kabbalah Ma'asit, unless one is purified to the utmost extreme, one stands the danger of becoming a target for these malevolent entities. Once, however, one is properly purified and holy in ways that the continuation of Rabbi Yosef's story will make apparent, one need not worry about these vampiric entities. With these initial insights, we can now proceed to discuss Rabbi Yosef's admonition to his students. Okay. So the rise and fall of Rabbi Yosef de la Reina, part 2. He said to them, this is a quote, "If so, this is what I want you to do." This is him speaking to his pupils. "Purify yourselves, change your garments, be prepared for the third day, do not touch a woman, prepare yourselves, for on the third day we will set forth to the fields, and we will not return to our homes until the children of Israel will each receive their inheritance in the Holy Land with the help of the supernal power." Commentary. The relationship between sex and spirit. The first thing Rabbi Yosef commands his students is that they must purify themselves. Now, normally Torah-observant, God-fearing Jews, as the students were, are always in a state of normative ritual purity. They most likely went to mikveh daily and were extremely meticulous in their personal hygiene for both cleanliness and ritual purposes. The question to ask is, what more of a purification could these already lofty, pure, and holy souls undertake? The immediate answer is, do not touch a woman. Right? Is the admonition which is given by Rabbi Yosef. Now, let it be said loud and clear, and let us leave no room for misunderstanding or sexist views. Women are not unclean, and contact with women sexually or otherwise is not forbidden, bad or wrong. It's not bad and it's not wrong. However, when it comes to spiritual ascents and penetrating the spiritual planes, one must be fully charged with spiritual energy, which in its physical form is today called libido, sexual energy. So libido, sexual energy, plays a vital role in every spiritual pursuit. Sexual energy is the most pure of life force energies that the other forces seek to imbibe. For them, this form of energy is their most potent and sweetest food source. This explains why the forces of evil always attempt to ensnare people through sexual sins. For by the misplacement of sexual energy and related body fluids, the other forces are nourished and strengthened thereby.
Yeah.
This also explains why Rabbi Yosef demanded that his students do not touch a woman, meaning not to have any type of sexual encounter for at least 3 days, for a total of 72 hours. When one uses spiritual energy in sexual form, even within the context of holiness, one's spiritual energy is thereby diminished. Such diminishment disables the soul from being properly calibrated with the forces of holiness. For this same reason, a high priest had to abstain from sexual intercourse for a period prior to his service in the temple on Yom Kippur. According to Torah law, the release of semen requires of one an immersion in a mikvah, meaning if you did it, then you have to afterwards immerse yourself in a mikvah. A mikvah is not a shower or mere physical cleansing of the flesh. A mikvah is an entire immersion into a pool of water that is not drawn or otherwise directed by human hands. Once human effort is applied to the water, its raw natural element is diminished, and the water loses its spiritual ability to renew spiritual vigor. Basically, the water had to appear there through natural means, right? Like it has to be like rainwater, or like a body of natural water, like a lake, a natural lake, a stream, or the ocean. Okay, I'm going to skip a lot of this, and I want to get to the story of their actual encounter with the angels. Okay, so basically this continues in the story. After these things, this is Rabbi de la Reina, this is a quote, this is him quoting and speaking to his students. After staying 3 days away from any sexual intercourse with their wives, he goes, after these things, Rabbi Yosef packed up some different mixtures of incense and scribal writing materials. He said to his students, rise up and let's go. They arose and traveled to Meron, a city in northern Israel.
10 minutes away from the spot.
Yeah. There they came to the grave of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. They prostrated themselves on the grave and then retired to spend the night there. They prayed to God at the site of his grave. That's what it means. All that night, no one slept for more than just a few minutes at a time. Towards the morning, just prior to dawn, Rabbi Yosef fell asleep. In his dream, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and his son, Rabbi Eliezer, came to him. They said to Rabbi Yosef, why do you place upon your head this heavy burden that will not rise up in your hand, meaning in which you will not succeed? They told him you will not succeed. However, your intentions will be acceptable if you are able to accomplish this task. Therefore, be careful and very much guard your soul. That's what they said to him in the dream. Rabbi Yosef said to them, Hashem, my God, knows my intentions. The merciful one knows my heart. They will assist me in this matter of honoring his exalted name. They responded to Rabbi Yosef and said, may Hashem, your God, desire you. In the morning, right, that following morning, they went to Tiberia, right? There, they went out into the field, and they came upon a forest with many trees. They stayed there all that day. They did not cease their studies or their fasting. In holiness and in great awe, they worked with the permutations of holy names and spiritual unifications, Yehudim, that were known to them. Every morning, they would go to immerse in Lake Kinneret, 26 consecutive immersions, corresponding to the name Havaya. With each immersion, they would meditate upon a specific permutation and spiritual unification that was known to them. They did this for 3 consecutive days and nights, fasting the entire period. At night, they would not eat any type of living creature, not meat, nor fish, nor wine, and no alcohol. Okay, now comes a commentary. I'm gonna skip ahead past the commentary and go back to the source text. There's a lot of commentary going on.
Yes, this is not supposed to.
There, okay, here. There they came to the grave of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. They prostrated themselves in the grave. They retired to spend the night there all night. No one slept for more than. Okay, I think we read that, didn't we?
Alright, now it's definitely we started reading.
Yeah.
It just started. Okay. We're gonna pause this.
Gosh.
We could go downstairs, or we can go in your car. Just sit in your car. It's up to you.
Okay, let's do that.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
We can finish up the story there.
Yep.
Okay, folks. I'm going to continue the story. I'm going to fast forward because all the prayer and the fasting and the different the things that these rabbis did to prepare themselves for an encounter with Elijah, the angel, right? I'm going to skip all of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just get to the part right before their encounter.
Yeah.
Okay. So they finished. So I'm going back to the source text now. They finished their prayer and actually fell on their faces when reciting the Nefilat Apayim prayer. Nefilat Apayim prayer actually means to fall on your face.
Yeah.
That means to bow. That's what it means.
Yeah.
Immediately after Nefilat Apayim, and we're talking about bowing to God, to no one else but God. Okay, just so there's no confusion. Immediately after Nefilat Apayim, Eliyahu Hanavi, Elijah the prophet, suddenly appeared openly amongst them. He said to them, "Behold, I have come. What can I do for you? What is your request for which you have prayed these prayers?" Again, folks, this is all translation, If it sounds funny, it's because it's translated. Rabbi Yosef and his students rose to their feet. Then they bowed to the ground and said, "Shalom to our master, the father of the fathers of chariots and their hosts, the true prophet, Holy One of Hashem, bearer of good tidings and salvation. May it not be bad in the eyes of my master that I have made these efforts to bring him here. For it is revealed and known before our God that I have not done this neither for my own honor nor for any personal reason have I troubled you. It is only because I have been greatly jealous for the honor of the Holy One, blessed be he and his Shekhinah. Therefore, please let my supplications be placed before you and show me the path that will enable me to subdue the Sitra Achra, the other side, the side of evil, to slay evil, and to raise, it jumped for a second. This is on my phone. 1 second, I lost my place. For it is not for my honor, nor for anything personal have I troubled you. I'm going back a little, I realize. It is only because I have been greatly jealous for the sake of the honor of the Holy One, blessed be he and his Shekhinah, meaning only for God's sake. Therefore, please let my supplications be placed before you, and show me the path that will enable me to subdue the side of evil, and to raise up and strengthen the side of holiness. Eliyahu Hanavi, Elijah the prophet, responded and said, "You must know that this thing that you contemplate to do is too heavy a burden for you. You will not succeed, for due to the sins, the klipot of Samach Mem and his mate have become very strong." I think his mate is Lilith or something like that. You cannot overcome them. You need much more purity, holiness, and tremendous separation to remove yourselves from the matters of this world. You will never be able to overcome them without all this. Even still, it is very possible that they will meaning even if you do overcome all these things that you're supposed to overcome to even have a chance, they can still strike or harm you. However, know that your intentions are acceptable. If you could accomplish what you contemplate to do, happy will you be, and your portion will be good. However, my advice to you is to turn back, lest the Samach Mem and his mate smite you, because you cannot overcome them. It goes on. It gets even more intense. Rabbi Yosef responded and said, "Please, my master, do not hold back my hand. Strengthen me and support me, because I have sworn that I will not return to my home until I bring to light the raising of the holy Shekhinah from the dust. May you, blessed one of Hashem, give your hand to us and instruct us what to do. I take upon myself the commandment to observe all that my master will command his servant. I am prepared and ready to sacrifice my life and soul to die for the honor of the Holy One." When he said soul, he meant nefesh, not his bodily soul. Yeah. That's the problem with translation, folks.
Yeah.
Anyway, blessed be he and his Shekhinah. Therefore, may your words now come to show us what to do, for our eyes are upon you. I'm skipping all the commentary, just getting back to the source text. It goes, "You and your students shall dwell in the field." This is what Elijah is telling them to do.
Yeah.
"You and your students shall dwell in the fields far removed from civilization, as you have been doing until now. Stay there for 21 days. Do not eat or drink except for nighttime to nighttime. You shall eat only bread and drink only water. Each night eat only the minimal amount until you can regulate yourself to survive on the smallest of amounts. Accustom yourselves to smell spices in order to purify, and make exceptionally pure your physical essence. In this way will the supernal angels be able to tolerate you, and they will be able to descend and come and speak to you." So check this out, I'm continuing.
Yeah.
"Also, every day you must immerse in a mikvah 21 immersions corresponding to the holy name Ekyeh, which is Gematria 21. At the end of 21 days, make a separation and perform a fast for 3 complete days and nights. On the 3rd day after Mincha, recite. Mincha is afternoon services. Recite the great and holy name. I'm not going to pronounce it here. That you know, with all its permutations and meditations. When you do this, make sure you are wearing your talit and tefillin, and that your faces are covered. Invoke the holy name of God, so that the angel so-and-so, he and his camp will come to you." The rabbi did not include the names of the angels that are here. "Now, when the angel comes, strengthen yourself with pleasant fragrances, for you will be greatly afraid, and you will shake with weakness from the powerful voice and their great fire. Immediately throw yourselves upon the ground and say in a loud voice, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed." Now, let me just stop for a second. That means blessed is the name of his glorious kingdom forever and ever. So it's about, you see, when these angels show up, you're identifying yourself as citizens of God's kingdom.
Yeah.
That you've accepted God as the king, because they live that reality.
Yeah.
They are truly, you can say, these angels dwell in God's presence, right, in his holy kingdom as it is revealed. And so you got to identify yourself, as a friendly, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay? So and this is a prayer that that all Jews say several times a day anyway, after we say the Shema.
Yeah.
Right? We say Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, and then we whisper quietly, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Okay? All right. So immediately the angel and his camp will say to you, "Why have you done this?" Meaning, why have you summoned us? When he speaks with you with that powerful, strong voice, your souls will depart from you, and you will be left without any strength. You will not be able to answer because of the overwhelming fear. He's probably translating, which is awe, not really fear, but you will be in such awe, and you will be in great weakness. Then, take for yourselves pure Levana spice to inhale, and then request from the angel with supplication that he strengthens you. Ask that he give you power to accomplish this thing, to be able to even speak to him. He will tell you what to do. For he is, remember, if you folks remember what the original point of all this was, right? The rabbi wants to know how to defeat the side of evil, to bring about the redemption of mankind. So, then take for yourselves pure Levana spice to inhale, and then request from the angel with supplication that he strengthens you. Ask that he give you power to accomplish this thing. He will tell you what to do, for he is the guardian who protects the path of holiness, so that the Samach Mem and his mate do not enter the realms of holiness. The angel knows all of Samach Mem's ways. He knows all the places where the Samach Mem is strong, and upon what his power relies. The angel knows all this in order to be able to do battle with him. May Hashem, your God, desire in you for peace. This is all Elijah telling them what they must do before they encounter these next level angels.
Sir, before you continue, I just want to tell you, I'm not chasing you away. I just want to tell you around in 20 minutes, the rain is going to start even kind of more intense.
No, that was...
okay.
I'm going to stop here because the story keeps getting more and more and more and more intense.
Yeah.
And then it ends in tragedy.
Okay.
I'm not going to finish the story.
Yeah.
So what is the point of all this?
Yeah.
I just want people to know that an encounter with actual angels is this doesn't sound very pleasant.
Yeah. No.
This sounds like pretty intense. It sounds like, it's like you better be coming right.
Yeah. Come correct.
You better come correct, as we say nowadays in the modern parlance.
Yeah.
And an encounter with real angels fills you with awe to serve the creator of existence. That's what these guys are all about.
Yeah.
They're not about being nice. They're not about being kind or gentle. Their job is purely about serving God with the utmost intensity, with very little room for very little tolerance. Now, so if you're not encountering that, if you're having some kind of like encounters, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And they seem very pleasant, you may not be talking to angels, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Well, that's it.
Folks, the reality is Greg is just tired.
No, Greg is tired, but reading this whole thing has got me just thinking about whatever. Just
you got all religious now? You going Taliban on me?
No, it's not Taliban. It's actually I've been having recently just like some, I would say like struggles, maybe like, what they say, every Yerida is for the purpose of Aliyah.
Yeah.
Every kind of I guess decline is for the purpose of
an ascent.
An ascent. Or every descent is for the purpose of an ascent. So I'm kind of...
Yeah, but you can't... By the way, folks, what he's saying is true. Yeah. But
I'm talking about myself. I'm not...
No.
I'm talking about...
No, I'm saying no, you and everyone else.
Yeah.
But whenever you hear that, just know that the decline that you might experience has to be not on purpose.
I know.
I know you know that. I'm talking to the folks at home.
Yeah, it's not something I'm...
You can't purposely sin to then do... That's Gnostic fruit cake.
I'm not even talking about the purpose... Yeah, that's for sure. I'm talking about, like, for example...
That's like Rasputin stuff, you know?
Yeah, no. I'm talking about me personally, like, having struggles with Shabbat recently and going on my phone on Shabbos day, for example. Because whatever, right? I'm like, just like bored or... I don't know, have to check freaking what's going on in Israel because I'm like attached to Israel, obsessed with Israel, and I can't miss 1 nanosecond of what's going on. If it's already, Shabbos is already out in Israel and it's, still Shabbat here and I have to, whatever, right? And it's something, it's not like active, I'm going to do whatever to...
Malacha.
Yeah,
it's not a malacha.
Yeah, and on top of that, and listen, I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying there's like levels of malacha, meaning like there's like almost like starting a fire.
It's muktzah, but it's not a malacha.
Yeah, it's not like me turning on my phone. It's not technically a malacha. It's just not Shabbat. It's not a Shabbat activity. Yeah, it's not a Shabbat activity. Just like swimming, supposedly, is not a Shabbat activity. And even that's like kind of more debatable, but. You know, whatever. Just having kind of these kind of little tiny struggles, which I never really had before. I was able to like be in my house. If I had like a, you know, Shabbat literally by myself, I could like just read. I can go. I used to call it like Baba Sali mode. I could just read, you know, whip out a bunch of books and just read the whole Shabbat.
Yeah.
Shabbat night, Shabbat day, whatever it is.
If you could just jump on that train, on that holy train,
yeah.
You know, and you stay on it.
Yeah.
Just catch the holy bus.
Listen, I was on it. I was on it for many years.
You know, you get thrown off the bus, or you tumble off the bus, and then you just want to catch the next one. You're hoping the next one you could stay on for longer.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Yeah, that's really what I've just been thinking about lately. And
but listen, this kind of look. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff, folks, that we're reading here. It's not like we don't have to feel bad for not being able to achieve this level of holiness and go through all these like super like holy purifying rituals to have these. We don't need this is something that was, I'm not going to say commonplace in ancient times, but it was much more accessible to the people. They were just of a different nature.
Yeah, of course.
This is clearly not our task in the final days.
They weren't blocked by all the things that we're blocked by, like phones.
But just to remember that God arranged it. Like
of course,
essentially, ultimately, we are the way that we are ultimately. Yeah. And this is kind of what God had in mind for people to be immersed in the kind of world that we're in right now. So, which means that we got to just function on our level with what we're able to do here, and that serves God.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because even the rabbi here who did all this holy stuff, he thought that he was doing God's will.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he had every good intention.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and so.
Yeah. By the way, you want to start like just go? You can go on over here and then Collins and then. No, I'm saying if you want to drop me off first.
I want to drop you off, but let me enter in the GPS coordinates so you can get away from me. I understand you want to get away from me.
No, I want you to not drive in a monsoon.
Oh, you're so nice.
No, I'm being serious. Like,
you son of a gun.
You got a hell of a
journey.
Hell of a ride, my friend. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't know. Just listening to this, and I'm like, just think about all the stuff. I don't know.
Stop thinking.
That's another thing, you know, like Sephardic Jews. They're more chilled out than us.
They have less pressure. I think
they have less pressure. They have less calculations in their head, so to speak.
I want you to take this.
Why? You don't want it?
Yeah, because I'm going to go over my calories.
Under, over, under. What's the over/under on Frank's calories?
Well, 2,000 is the line. So I'd like to stay under.
We're betting on Frank's diet. You can bet on anything these days on, Kalshi.
I'm just trying to stay under 2,000 calories.
Will Frank eat more than 2,000 calories a day?
Folks, here's the calculation. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
For me to not get any fatter than I am, I have to consume 2,500 to 2,700 calories per day. Mm-hmm. Because I'm moderately active.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to lose a pound of fat a week. Mm-hmm. That's my goal. So I want to subtract 500 calories from my stay my current fatness level.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A day. 500 calories. So I try to keep it I try to keep it to 2,000 and under.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question, by the way. What about building? What is it called? What about building muscle?
I'm not going to be getting. I'm doing exercise. Moderate exercise.
Yeah.
Just because my goal now is just to lose weight.
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. You're going straight, by the way.
Yeah.
And then.
I know. And then I'm going to turn
loop around there.
You're gonna have to cover everything up because I don't want people to.
Yeah.
I will. So that's it. So if I cut 500 calories at least a day from my baseline caloric intake, I can lose a pound of fat a week because 500 times 7 is 3,500, and that's 1 pound of fat. 3,500 calories is 1 pound of fat.
Fascinating.
So, logic dictates I may, if I can do this for 50 weeks.
I think you're capable of doing this. What would you say is the thing that had been stopping you? Is it just like you'll eat like carbs or something like that? Or?
No, forget about.
It's just the amount. It's just the amount of calories.
Look, carbs, proteins. Healthy, non-healthy. That's all important for general health. When it comes to fat, we're talking about calories. It doesn't matter if you're eating pure sugar. Okay? You might have health problems, but just, for the sake of this discussion. Okay? So
regarding calories.
Yeah, to lose fat off of your body, you have to reduce your caloric intake. That's it. You can eat healthy and you can work out, and if you eat too many calories, you're going to stay fat. That's it. You're never going to do enough physical activity unless you're, what's his name?
Unless you're like an athlete.
Michael Phelps. Unless you're literally living in the water all day. And it's not because of his caloric, it's not because of how much energy he's burning. It's that with the fact that he's in the water, and the water is colder than his body temperature.
Yes.
And that means that his body is constantly burning calories just to keep his
just to keep his temperature
at an equal,
whatever it is.
Right, exactly, at like 98.
That's why they say swimming is amazing. Swimming is amazing.
It's an amazing exercise, and if you swim in a pool that is slightly cooler than your body temperature.
I gotta get back into that. I used to swim a lot. As a teenager, as a kid, swimming was like my thing. Just anything sports related.
So you cut the video?
No, the video I just pointed it down. I point down.
Okay, so you're gonna splice all these 3 pieces together?
I splice.
Alright.
Hey, what's the bag on the splice? Oh, what's this over here? You can pull in.
I can get in there.
Yeah, you get in there.
I got in there.
Alright, folks.
Give my regards to
Broadway? Yes, I will tell him. Oh, now I have to hopefully he'll let me up. Alright. Actually, you know what? Don't pull away until I get in the building.
I'm pulling away.
That's what Jacob did, and then I had to go to another place.
God.
Yeah, that was fun. Alright, folks. Signing off. Sayonara. And next time we speak, I'll be back in Siberia. But hopefully not. Alright.